Welcome into the Falling Out Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, here with my main man, Billy Ratliff, that is. We're going to recap the Kentucky game from last Saturday night and do a preview of the Cowbells coming to town this weekend for homecoming. So, buddy, you ready to get down to it?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. So, dark mode, place was hype. Say what you want to about the fans, man. It don't matter. There ain't no noise piped into that damn place. They bring it anyway, and they took that personally.
Man, when I say personally, I love it, man. I mean, like, you're talking about the blackout. God, man, it was beautiful, man. I mean, the stage was unlike any other situation I've ever been in, man. Like, I've been in a lot of situations where the fireworks were popping, fireworks shows, anything, but the show they did for dark mode, oh my
Dude,
God.
that Power T lit up, dude, by the band. That was sick.
I couldn't even imagine being the away team, the hostility of it, just coming in that type of situation. I don't care who you were, man. I mean, even if it was Bama, Georgia, they came in that situation, you got to be shook. Like, oh man, even if they're not shook, they on the wow factor, so they already off the game right there.
Right. I seen a video floating around Facebook of Kentucky walking out of the tunnel over there. That's all they were doing was walking out of the tunnel. They were like, okay, all right. So this is what we got tonight, you know? I do want to give Kentucky credit on one thing, though. I don't like much about them. Those chrome helmets they had were pretty sick. I like those chrome helmets. They're slick, buddy. They're slick.
Hey, me and my boys are saying the same thing. I was like, "Oh, I think they did it on purpose to counteract dark mode, because when the light hit that reflection of those helmets, oh man, it was like, ting. I like them. Clean. That was probably my favorite helmet of an opponent this year already.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. So, get down to the game here just a little bit. Also, do want to note, our boy Gerald Mincy sat out the game with Poseidus after running his mouth all year long. All year long. Didn't play. What like you said last time on the show, buddy, just trying to stay relevant. And he's very irrelevant. Standard. We seen where the standard was at Saturday night. Man, I'll tell you what, though, Kentucky come out with a decent offensive game plan. I mean, first play of the game, they took it 50 yards. You know, only play, that was only the fourth play of 30-plus yards given up by the defense all year. So that was pretty.
Defense, Kentucky came in with a great game plan, man. I wasn't expecting them to come in like that. I was expecting them to make some mistakes early, and we can kind of like get up real quick and kind of slow play it and let Sampson drive it down their throat the rest of the game. But Kentucky, everybody has a game plan for the Vols this year.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how you know you're where you want to be at. Got to shout out Will Brooks, though, dude. That kid, man, walk on, like, geez, dude, he's a ball hawk. He finds that thing, and he does something with it when he gets it. Ended that drive, though, with a goal line stand. I mean, you got to chip away at that defense and hit them with some body blows, and they can withstand quite a bit, man. I mean, they've done it all year long. They had a couple of nice goal line stands in this one, I thought.
Yeah, they did a good job, man. Did a good job. I'm just they doing what I call it. When people say feel like 98, they do what it takes to win, man. Like, it may not be pretty, but they're getting the job done when it's tied.
Yes.
And I like that. And like I said in the previous shows, the rest of this season, it's not going to be pretty. I think that this coming up weekend and our homecoming game will be the only two games that we'll probably get a chance to see the fireworks all game, where there'll be a lots of points scored.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that 100%. Same story, though, it seems like for the last three games at least, every week. Nico comes out looking sharp, throwing the ball. Looked good. He started that opening drive, 5 for 5, moved it down the field. Couldn't finish the drive, though, but come up empty-handed. Max Gilbert, he missed field goals. I mean, and he's been pretty sharp all year. Just if we can finish off that opening drive with something every week, that's going to change the dynamic every game, I feel like. And I don't feel like we're going to be playing some of these closer games. Now, 2 weeks from now in Georgia, yeah, that's going to be a close game. It don't matter how that opening drive goes. But
yeah, That's gonna be
It
tough.
just seems like something always happens on that opening drive where that puts us behind the 8 ball, and it's like, come on, guys, you got to get past that because those opening drives are surgical, man. They're well executed, everything's there, on point. It's just they just don't finish them.
Well, that's a mental situation, that they have to get that in their hearts and say, we're going to do this no matter what. They got to get it to the point where everybody's on the same pace. Everybody has to be perfect. No one can make a mistake. And when you have those type of drives, you got to finish them, no matter what it is. Are we kicking a field goal or whatever? We still got to finish it. And I think at the situation when missing those three, I think out of the second one that we missed, I think we should have went for it on that next one just
Yeah,
because you got to put him on a situation where now he's thinking like, man, the next one I miss, they might have gone bench me. And
right.
and that's what's got to happen. You got to put fear in these kids' heart, let them know that you're not the only one we got. And I don't know if we even have a backup guy.
Throw Jackson Ross out there. Kid's got an iron boot. No, I'm just kidding. I know punt and kicking's two totally different things, but I'm with you there. I did think that there was a couple of those that he kicked that I was like, just please go for it. Fourth and less than 3, just we can get 3 yards running the ball. Do it, especially the way the defense plays. That gives you a little bit more leeway on fourth down. But, nonetheless, after he missed that first one, Kentucky goes down, hits a perfect seam pass to the tight end, score. That was the first quarter touchdown all season the Vols have given up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. You knew it was going to happen. Nothing. That's not a streak I don't think you're going to keep all season. You know what I mean?
Well, gosh, man, I don't know if it's the situation where we keep knocking out their quarterback and the backup comes in and shot it on us. I don't know. I think we may need to stop taking the quarterbacks there because that's a history of my balls, man. Ever since 2001, 2000 has been that situation where backup quarterbacks have always killed us.
Yeah, and dude come in and tried his damnedest to do it this week. I do want to drop a couple stats on you for the first quarter scoring margin though. Through the first 4 games, Tennessee was plus 75. The last 4, I'm sorry, going into Kentucky, the last 3 they were minus 13. So they've been outscored 13 by 13 points in the first quarter across 3 games, which that's not an awful stat, but when you're plus 75, that's a huge drop.
Huge drop.
After Kentucky goes down, gets that first score, wide receivers, man. Here's a good. I feel like this is a question that needs to be asked. Should we use our tight ends more? Because it seems like they don't have a problem catching the ball.
And you know why they don't have a problem catching the ball?
They get
Because
offline.
they don't get the ball often, and when you throw it to a kid that's not used to catching it, he would catch it in traffic any day. And tight ends typically have the best hands. I'm sorry.
They do.
Name a tight end that drops balls ever. It's rare.
It is
Rare. Most of the time, tight ends have much larger hands, and that's what you have with receivers. But I don't know if that's. I don't know. I haven't really tested that, But most receivers have what I call NBA basketball hands. They have the alien long fingers, and they don't drop them. That's how you normally see them catch it with one hand.
Right. Yeah, there was one that Barry and Brown for Kentucky pulled in Saturday night. That was just filthy. And then he turned around. Then I think that's the same play we broke his rib on. But I mean, it was a nasty catch. What prompted me to ask that though was Brazil, man. Nico could not have handed that ball to him any better, and boy dropped it. I mean, just dropped it like he had butterfingers. I was like, no, surely not. Hit him in stride, right where it needed to be, and dropped it.
Looks familiar, right?
Yeah, buddy. Huh? Yeah.
Looks familiar. And see, that's the thing is hey, I got to open up the can of worms because I got to do it. It is the exact same thing, identical to what we looked like last season.
It is. It really is, man.
Throw a bullet. He would throw a bullet, hit him right in the chest, and every fan, every station, they blamed it on Joe.
Yep.
But this year, guess who they blaming it on this year, though?
Wide receivers, of course. course. Yeah,
But I don't blame a quarterback. Take a little bit of touch off of that. Get out of here, man. No, you don't take a touch off that because in practice, they catch it.
exactly.
In
Exactly.
practice, they catch it. But I think our receivers could go how to, or at least the coach is going to go back to the basics with the receivers. Let's do some quick games, some quick slants, some drag routes, some dig routes, or some quick outs. Just some things to get them back in the park. Like I truly think what really will help our passing game off is do what I call it the AK syndrome, where you dump it to Alvin Kamara, or just let's dump it out to the Samson, and
Yeah.
let's see what he can do on the move when he catch it, and that will create teams to start playing cover two. Now they downhill, and we don't have anybody playing man on our receivers now. They in zone, or they playing three coverage or two coverage now. They are wide open now. They give us a little bit more until we establish that our receivers can catch any type of route. I think we got to trick these defenses with our backs and our tight ends.
Yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. We're seeing a lot of 3-3-5. I think teams are putting that 33 defense out there and keeping the defensive backs, out there, but to keep us from doing that. And whenever we start dumping some short balls off there and whatnot, that's when I think we'll see a lot less of that. Arkansas started it, and everybody else has picked it up. I'm going to tell you, I'm saying it right now. Arkansas laid the blueprint to slow this offense down. Offense and
Yes,
defense.
I think they did. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like everybody, ever since that game, you can see everybody doing the exact same drop in coverage to basically they're basically making Nico make a choice. You either gonna throw it to the simple choice we give you, or you're gonna try to make something happen where we want you to make a bad play.
Yeah,
Because if you think
yeah,
about it, even when
absolutely.
he threw through it and he throws those bullets, it's still two defenders right there.
Yeah, yeah. And usually not. The thing about that is, though, is not, I won't say 9 times out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10 times or so. He puts it right where it's got to be, though. I mean, puts it right on them, threads the needle. And I get what they're doing, but I also feel like to an extent the coaching staff needs to adjust to it because they see it. And it's not a knock on the coaching staff. I mean, I get it. You got what you got, you run what you run. But you need to adjust to it a little bit. Go out there, like you said, for a drive or two and start dumping them swing passes out in the flat to the tight ends. Bring them up, and then you go over the top. And then you put them on their heels. They don't have anywhere to go with it. I do want to say it seems like then on the second drive, Samson fumbled. I think the fumbles are what's keeping our boy out of the Heisman talk. I think it is.
I'm still upset the fact they didn't go back and review that, dog. Like that was a little too close for me because it ended up being a fumble, but I think they should have reviewed it, and I think it probably would have called it back because it looked like his knee was down before when the ball came.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought that too while I was watching it. I'll tell you this, though. I think out of all the wide receivers we've got out there, Brew, Squirrel, Brazil, even the tight ends, I think all of Nico's trust goes to Brew. He knows if he throws it to Brew, if he puts it where the man can catch it, he's catching it. He's coming down with it, or he's going to at least make it to where it's not going the other way. And I think it shows because you watch, man, those quick slants and everything. Brew beats his guy. That's the only one that to your point that gets off the line and gets into his route. You know what I'm saying? And Nico sees that. That being said, though, first quarter UK had 166 yards total on us. They were moving the ball on us, and of course now, granted, 50 of them come off that one run. You know. Kitzelman, though, dude, did you see that pop? He got popped on that one Nico threw to him at the seam.
Yeah.
Just yeah, that was a wicked hit, man. I don't blame him. I'd have dropped that one too, I think.
I'd have dropped it too.
That was a doozy. Peyton Lewis, though, man, gets in the end zone and the drive for the Vols, and for the first time in the first half in the last 3 games, we finally get on the board.
We can't have those type of mistakes, man. Like those are the mental mistakes that I'm saying that we gotta fix. Like especially when next week when we go to Georgia, that's where it's gonna really hurt us with that type of team because the talent that those guys got and the bullseye that they're going to be looking because it's going to be, hey, we either lose or you guys will lose because right now there's a lot up for grab with that game next week. And continue to
Absolutely,
make
man.
good mistake.
Absolutely, man. Kentucky ends the half though up 10-7. They get an Alex Rainer field goal, go in the locker room, come out. Seemed like though, man, we outgained them 254 to 196, held them to 2 of 7 on third down. So we didn't have a bad game at all. You know, defense stood tall though, man, caused a turnover with 10:05 in the third at the Kentucky 28. That's when the game shifted. Down 10-7, defense gets the ball back. Sampson finishes the drive off with a 7-yard touchdown run. First Vol ever to score a rushing touchdown in 8 straight games in a single season. Which, with some of the backs we've had, that's shocking.
Hey, he's doing his thing, man. I'm enjoying the moments that he's doing, man. Like he's doing something that no other running back has ever done in UT's history, man. And we have a long season to go. So you talking about a record that's gonna be tough to break.
Yeah.
Especially when these receivers come in next season and they're licking their chops to score touchdowns. Running backs gonna have that option come next season.
There you go. Absolutely. Will Brooks, though, man, we talked about him earlier. He snags another interception, on the season. He's only had 3, but buddy, when he gets one, he takes it the other way, son, for a good bit. You know, he got 67 yards on that one on the way to the Kentucky 10.
And look, and everybody was like, "Oh my dude, look like why he have no pull away speed?" I said, "He did have speed. The man been on the field all game. He's tired. I don't
He
care."
had enough in him to take it 67.
I'm like, prime time would have been tired on that.
Right? I mean, buddy, he did. He took that sucker 67 yards, and he said, "See ya." He just ran out of gas at the 10. He thought he had enough, but 2 plays later, Nico hits Kitzelman for 6 and made him pay for it, man. That's what you got to do on them turnovers. Make them pay for it. It's nice to turn them over and keep them off the board, but you need to get something out of it yourself. Whether it's 3, 6, or whatever, you need to get something out of it yourself. You know.
And that's what I like about Will, man. Like he's doing things that gets you recognized when it comes to be draftable.
Yeah.
You know, you start thinking about these awards and stuff, and of course, I mean, he won't get the walk-on award because I think he's a graduate or something like that. But he needs to be part of that. Like even when it comes to the Brandon Burswick Award for the best walk-on ever. But I don't think he'll get that opportunity, even though he's playing at a level right now, man, where I'm saying he should be in a sense right now, our captain of our defense right now.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that absolutely. Because with Keenan Peely gone, that hurts. That was the captain, so to speak. You know what I mean? He was out there. He knew where everybody's supposed to be at. Physically, the man can be replaced, but mentally, you've got to have a guy there. You know what I mean?
But you talking about God, man. We haven't had a physical specimen of a linebacker that looked like him, and I can't tell you how long, man. You know, I want to go back to almost, gosh, you want to almost say, but Gerard Mayo in a sense of like that physical specimen that just looks the part. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's going to be a first, second rounder right there. You know, just his God gift, just his physical attributes automatically made him look like he was a baller. And granted, we haven't missed him, but gosh, can you imagine if he was out there right now?
Oh, dude, you can tell he's not. I'll put it like that. But you're right. To an extent, we've not missed him. Arian Carter has stepped up in a big way to fill that role. He really has. And you know, I would dare to say he's. Of course, you know, Keenan Peely's had 2 knee injuries, but Carter, I would argue that he's much more athletic than him.
Yeah.
Athleticism don't always equal smarts, but
I'm old school, man. Like when it comes to playing, I'm up to physicality when it comes to the LBs, man. And he was just physical, man. He was always on the ball. You see him getting up in lineman's chest, or he was not backing down for nobody. Like,
Oh
that's who I
no.
thought was that guy that was like that vocal guy that stepped up and like grab your face mask and get you right. And when he got hurt, man, I was like, no, come on, baby.
Yeah,
But we got guys
hated
that
to
fill
see
his
it.
shoes, and they've been doing a great job so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about Boo Carter? I want to say Boo got his first start this week, so I like to see that. I want to know one
No.
thing though.
What's that?
Why aren't we seeing more of Mike Matthews? I'm not raising hell over it by no means, but everybody hyped the kid up. They say he's got speed to kill, and we don't see him very often. I kind of want to see him. Like, let's get him out there.
I think more of the situation, I mean, it's gonna have to be a practice situation, man. Like,
You would
he's
think.
not doing it in practice. Like, there's too many mistakes. He's grading out wrong in practice, and a lot of guys are not practice guys. Some guys are gamers, but you got to hold these kids accountable today, though.
Yeah,
You just put them out there because they are the best, and you create bad habits when it comes to the locker room.
yeah, I would
You
agree
just
with
put him
that.
out there because he is that talent, but guys in practice are doing everything the right way and grading out better. It just create a whole situation in the locker room. So coach know what they're doing. I mean, there's a reason why he's not out there.
Yeah, no, I take that stance with a lot of things. I was just curious to see what maybe you thought because it's you heard all summer about how talented the kid is, and I mean you could tell the kid's got speed to burn. Just makes you wonder. I would love to see him out there some more, but who knows? We may see him here in the next few weeks some more. Boo Carter though, dude, I tell you what, I like that kid's fire. That kid can lay the wood, and he don't back down from a soul. He's like, you want some, come get it.
I can't I think I heard about it. Somebody was telling me about Matthews, and I went back and I was trying to remember him in the summer, like to see who the kid was because I didn't remember until I heard about him.
Right.
And I remember because he was whoa, he got you said it right, he got jets.
Yeah.
And somebody else that I was kind of missing that I was wondering why they haven't played him on offense is Boo
Yeah.
Boo Carter.
Yeah.
Like he's an athlete, and like most of the stats that I saw him on high school was from playing offense.
Yeah.
Punt
Yeah. They've
returns and
got
stuff like.
him.
I'm surprised they haven't used him over there yet.
For all we know, Hype may have something up his sleeve for him. We've just not seen it. You know what I mean? Be nice to see it here, not this week, but next against Georgia. Throw something out there that they've not seen. I like Boo though. He is returning punts though. I did see that, and I want to say he's one of the starting safeties back there with Will Brooks, or I think they use him, kind of hybrid linebacker safety. And dude, I like watching the kid run and watching him hit. He's stout. So, but let's get back to it here with this Kentucky recap. We got we go down. Kentucky goes down back with a 6-play 75-yard drive with a that's that wild catch, buddy, that we were talking about earlier. It was actually Macklin. Macklin caught that for 32 yards to cap it off. Kentucky goes for 2, misses it, closes it out the third quarter 21-18. We swap punts, and then that offensive line just imposed its will. 13-play, 91-yard drive, go up 28-18, eat about 5 minutes off the clock. Sampson gets his 19th rushing touchdown, breaks that 95-year-old record we've all been talking about, and that's pretty much all she wrote me.
Right there, I still love what the guys did to help Sampson get in the end zone
Yes.
where they came. And see, that's the part that I wish they did more of. We seen more of it, or the help part of like not seeing so many guys stand around and watch it about it. Everybody else do it.
Yes.
And when you saw your QB come in and push the pile, I was like, okay, I see you, Nico. I see you. And the
He come
crowd
in and
went
put the
wild.
wood on it, son. Yes. I liked it. I loved it. Okay, so let's talk about this though. In your eyes, what's the one thing keeping D-Samp out of the Heisman talk right now,
If
other than
he
the logo
played
on his helmet?
for any other school other than the Volunteers, the world do not like Tennessee, man. And I'm being honest with you, man. I mean, like, there's no reason for him not to even be qualified for it.
Yeah,
He got stats, he got the touchdowns, he got what they call the attributes that caused the whole hype of the Heisman Trophy.
I agree with you
He
100%.
he's SC. Uh, the only thing that has there's not even anybody on the team that even remotely closely can share votes with him.
Yeah. No,
That
I'm
used
with
to
you.
be the thing. Like you have so many people on your team, they have so many stats, and it kind of takes away from that leader. We don't
Yeah,
have that. He should be up for it, but I know they will not give it to him. Now, granted, come next weekend, if he comes and he plays and he gets 3 touchdowns against the Georgia defense, that would be the only way Samson gets his Heisman Trophy bid.
I would agree with that. See, here's my thing. I agree with everything you said. I think he's got the numbers, this, that, and the other. The Genty kid that everybody's just fluffing right now, he's got just as many touchdowns as that kid does. Yeah, granted, Genty's got about 300 yards more. But look at for one, look at the competition the kid plays against, or lack of. Two, though, I don't feel like he's had that Heisman moment yet. Where somebody like Hooker had that Heisman moment against Alabama in 2022, where we were like, okay, this dude's like a legit contender. He's not had that moment yet. If he does what you said right then against Georgia, say he was to go for 150 and 3 touchdowns, how can you keep him out? Because they show the Tennessee defense very little respect as far as that goes, just because, like you said, it's Tennessee. How can you keep that kid out of the Heisman talk against an elite defense like that? Because we all know Georgia's got a good defense, and I don't think they're as good as ours. They might be, but I don't think they're as deep as ours.
And now, one more thing I'm gonna add to that situation with Samson, man. Like the way the voters are now today, they you got to have a little how would I say, a little cockiness to you. You got to be a little flashy. You got to do something that makes people watch you. You got to do kind of like what Shajon Bradley did with the Philly Eagles the other night. He did just you got to do something like that, or you got to do a dance in the end zone or something. You got to make people know who you are,
Notice you.
because right now, to be honest with you, if we weren't Tennessee fans, would you even know who Samson was based off not knowing his stats?
That's true. That's true. And something too. I haven't seen anything put out by the Tennessee social media department about the put him up for Heisman. That I feel like he's got a strong case to at least start campaigning for it. You know what I mean? Like let's help our boy out here. We'll start it on Volling Out, Dylan Sampson for Heisman. So,
And you said it perfect right there. We haven't done anything to create a campaign for him. And I think it's gonna be too late to campaign the way I think they should. Even if he do good against Georgia, I think it's gonna be too late because a lot of the voters already done made their mind up who they really want right now.
right,
And
that's
right now
true. That's true.
it's between Boise and the Miami quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. But also I want to throw this out there too. DSamp seems like he's a very humble kid, and he may not want that type of campaign being run for him. He may just say, "Hey, no, this is not about me. This is about my team." And I could see that. I could see him being that type of teammate where he don't want to overshadow nobody. It's just, hey, we win as a team, we lose as a team, whatever. And he may not want it. Who knows?
Well, I mean, I think personally, even if he don't, he has no choice now. Like everybody was hoping that it was Nico, and there's nothing that he can truly do to outshadow him right now.
That's
Nico is
true.
still the golden child right now.
That's true. That's true.
Nico has, the NIL has made him that guy, just because of the money that he makes. Like, no one has talked about, hey, what Sampson NIL? Ain't nobody said nothing about that. Like, do
Right.
he have one? Of course, we know he does, but no one talks about him other than he got the Russian record. No one's talking about this kid. I'm like, man, this guy is a beast. He is a monster, guys. Like right now, if you was to give me a choice between the Boise State running back and Sampson, I'm taking Sampson.
Yeah, absolutely.
I watched the Boise State kid, good, but I still don't think he's that physical guy that can take that beating every down. Especially in the SEC, it's not easy.
Right.
And I can already see that being, if everybody stay in the same place with rankings, I can see that being our first round game.
That would be a doozy right there, I think. I think it would be. That being said, I'm glad you brought that up, that first round game. Did the playoff committee get it right? What do we think? 7th? I'm happy with 7th. I mean, I think you could make the case for us to be a little higher. You could also make the case for us to be a little lower. But I think they've got us right where we're in that category where I feel like that 6 to 10 area, they're pretty sure they're playoff caliber teams. They're just in a wait and see type mode. Let's say 6 to 9. That 6 to 9 area is that group of 3 teams right there. Then you've got 10, 11, 12. Alabama comes in at 11. I think they put them in a spot to where one more loss, they're done.
But they gotta keep the name brands in this situation. Like, they can't leave Bama out too far. I mean, they're not really counting them in right now, but Bama's still in contest with this situation, even with 2 losses. Like, now us, if we had 2 losses, they wouldn't put us in that situation. They'd have had us like at 17, 18 somewhere right now.
Right. That Georgia game though, man, it's looming big. I know we've still got a game in between it, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. But I'm starting to get on the train where you're with you now, where I don't think we've got, looking at how they've ranked us and depending on what happens and this, that, and other, I don't think we've got as much room for error as I thought we had. At this point, it's too much craziness has happened. We've played too many close games, and we're kind of to the point now to where, and I'm not bitching about not winning by enough. We win. That's all I'm worried about. But there's good, like this game this week. You and I were kind of talking about it. It's a get right game. If our second team's not playing by the start of the stat game, baby. If we're not playing the second team by the third quarter, we're in trouble. We're not playing good.
And
so
that's what we got to do. This weekend is huge, man. I'm gonna call it a confidence builder for the receivers, for the offense. Period. This has to be a game where they either show up and get in the end zone, or continue to let Sampson do what he does, or get over that hump and let's catch some deep balls. Let's do what we're supposed to do as an offense, and hey, let's give Sampson a break for a change.
Yeah, hey, I'd say he'd probably welcome it because we've rode him like a damn horse this year. So with that, let's just go ahead and segue into this Miss State preview, man. Break down a little series history for us. Vols lead at all time 29-16. We won 8 of the last 10 and 7 all time in Neyland. Vols owned the most recent and longest winning streak in the series at 6, going back to 2008. Largest margin of victory is 59-21 by the Vols, and 3 smallest is 14-13 by the Vols as well in 1964. Coach Cornbread won the most recent meeting in the series in 2019, 20-10. Buddy, I know you played against him back in the day. Miss State's not always been, I don't want to say a poverty football program. Back in the day, they were good. They were really damn good. I mean, y'all played them in '98 for the SEC championship. I remember watching that game very vividly. They gave you guys all you wanted, and then they just fell off, man. After Mullen took off, and they just fell off.
Huge drop off, man. You're talking about a program that used to winning. I mean, they've never been really a losing program, and they've always been in the shadows, no matter what it was. The in-state rivalry with Ole Miss, and it's this year. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if did the transfer portal hurt them that bad, and that's what it's starting to look like because a lot of kids jumped ship when the new guys came in. But like, I have never seen a Mississippi State this bad, man. They are playing. They start off good in a sense every game, and then next thing you know, they're down by 3 touchdowns.
Well, they've also like it seems like at this point, with and I say this about the Vols too, that you're at the point in the year where I know we keep saying we're waiting for our offense and stuff to come together, but you're at the point in the season now where basically you've got what you've got and you are what you are. But man, I mean Texas didn't exactly kill them. Texas had to pull away late in that game to make that one look good. They hung right with Georgia. I mean, it's not. I don't know. I think what worries me about this game for Tennessee, we come in, we're 7-1, playoff ranking just come out, we're number 7 in that. We don't have anybody really hurt, which is a good thing. Could this be a trap game though? I mean, it's a big spread. It's a 24.5-point spread.
I don't think this is a trap game because I'm gonna continue to say it. We got the home field advantage right now. All right, we have a situation right now where we can't lose our focus of what's ahead of us right now. And this game has to be a mental game that they overcome the first quarter. The first quarter has been our kryptonite.
Yes.
We have to figure out a way to get in the end zone no matter what on offense. Because our defense, we're keeping them out of the end zone. The defense is doing their job. So we have to find a situation where the offense finally carries the defense in a sense to help them stay off the field. Let's keep the offense on the field because that's, I mean, even though we have a good situation with the time of possession, the scoreboard don't show it though.
No, it don't.
24.5 point spread. I truly think they got it right. I don't see us winning this game less than 30 points, man.
I hope you're right, man. I felt like it was a question that had to be asked though, just simply because it's stuck coming off of Kentucky, which Kentucky, that's not a big, I mean, that's a big game to Kentucky. It's Kentucky to us. It's Kentucky's Super Bowl. I said it, their Super Bowl. Back to the coal mines.
And just another little information, like this is still, we are everybody's Super Bowl game in a sense, man. I mean, they're coming into a hostile environment, and they know it. Trust me, they know it. They know it. Like, this how deep it goes when, like, I know they know it. Even when I was on a recruiting trip to Mississippi State, those guys even told, man, you better go to Tennessee, man. Hey, that crowd's so loud, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man, they freak out, man. I'm like, I don't even know nothing about the crowd, man. They was just asking me who all else was recruiting me, and I told them about that. And I remember because my the guys that took me out was Dwayne Curry and Eric Dampier, the basketball guy. And that's everything they kept telling me, man. Hey, Neyland Stadium is so loud, man. You want me to hear yourself think.
Right.
And we just continue the tradition. And I think we'll be fine, man. I don't think this is a trap game, but Mississippi State coming to play just like they play Texas and Georgia. They're going to play the exact same way. But I think the defense that we have will beat them up enough to understand that this is not the game to even stay close, guys.
Right. Well, they're coming in, they're limping in 2-7, and they've lost 4 out of their last 5. The Football Power Index on ESPN, it's a 94-6 chance to win. I mean, like 94%. In other words, you can almost bet on Tennessee winning this game like the sun coming up tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Is this a late game or early game?
Oh, it's another late game, brother. Another late game.
Yeah. Well, they keep doing it.
And they've announced the Georgia kickoff as a 7:30 game. You and I called that one a couple weeks back. I'd say game day's there. 7:30.
Wow, man. Gosh, why are they doing us like that, man?
Hey, We do get a break against UTEP. It's a 1 p.m. game.
Yeah, but that game is that's a give me, man. Like our kids
Stat
want to
game,
celebrate wins too.
right? So I did jot down a couple names to watch for us here this weekend. Michael Van Buren, the quarterback for Miss State, 97 of 170 on the season, 1,323 yards on the year, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. Don't think he started all year, but he's been playing good ball. Their running back, he's got Devon Booth, 104 carries, easily 472 and 3 touchdowns. That's cute, ain't it? So
How was the receiver they have? I think his name was like Coleman or something because I know he's supposed to
Kevin
be pretty
Coleman.
good.
Kevin Coleman. He does have a solid stat line. He's got 57 catches on the year for 688 yards and 5 touchdowns. He gets 12.1 yards per catch. So they get him
Yeah, because
rolling, we might be in trouble. Yes,
Yeah. As long as we get to the quarterback, we'll be fine. I worry
that's
about
it,
that.
buddy. JPJ, let him eat for a half. Also, want to put it out there. They are averaging losing in conference play by 18.5 points. So they're getting smoked in conference play. They also average 24.2 points in conference play. So, total on the year though, they average 143 rushing per game on 255 attempts. 143 rushing per game, 3.9 yards per carry. They do have 15 rushing touchdowns on the season. So when they do run, they do, they get that 3.5 yards a carry that you want to see, but they don't do nothing with it. It sounds like 255 yard passing per game, 17 touchdowns on the season passing, 98 yards total offense is what they average. I'd say we cut that way down this week. I'll be surprised if they hit 250.
Well, I hope not, man. I hope the goal for defense and my standard, even when I was then like 299 yards or less, if you can come out with that, typically you're going to do a great job and you shut them down.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of notes, keys to the game, at least in my opinion, for the Vols. We got to get off to a quick start. Last 3 games started with a great opening drive, but come up empty-handed. I think that we come out and set it off early, get 7 on the opening drive. The rest of it, it's cream cheese, son. Cream cheese,
And I'm so with you there. We got to come out hot. We can't stall at all, man. We got to come out, and I'm talking about jump out 21-0 and keep the pedal on the metal. Don't let off and
Yes.
keep going.
Absolutely. I do want to shout out my buddy Jordan Moore on this because he texted me the other day and he sent me this stat, and I was like, wow. In the last 4 games, Tennessee has had 10 trips inside the opponent's 35-yard line in the first half. How many points do you think we have to show for that?
Not many.
7.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So that's something we gotta fix for sure. Also, we kind of touched on it too earlier. Last 4 games, Vols are plus 75 in the first 4 games through there. I think that was due to the lack of competition, though. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, UTC, Kent State, Kennesaw State, whoever it was, Kent State, whatever, NC State, and Oklahoma. Plus 75 in the first quarter through first 4 games. Minus 13 in the first quarter of the last 4. And I don't know. Like I say, lack of competition, I think, skews that number quite a bit. But it's still an issue, and we've got to take care of it. This game in particular, like the offense is sputtering a bit, but it's taking a step in the right direction, and they're baby steps, but they're taking steps in the right direction. But man, you and I were just kind of talking about it. If we're high, this is a get right game. I'm not letting up. If I can beat this team by 70, I'm doing it.
And that's what we got to do, man. We can't, no mistakes. Put the points up and let's get off the field. Let's put the young guys in. Let's save some injuries and get ready for Georgia.
Well, we're at the point in the season now. We could have beat Kent State or whoever it was, second game of the year, 125-0, and it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have meant a damn thing. you're at the point this year now in the season with the playoff rankings coming out. Style points are going to matter. They matter. If you can beat somebody by 70, by God, do it. Like, don't let up. Just do it. Because the playoff committee's not going to forget about it.
They're not, and that's what we got to do. Like, and I just thought about something. I'm like, I think losing the early game kind of hurt our playoffs in this situation because we're in a situation now where if we do lose to Georgia, it looks good and bad, but you know how they're going to treat us with two
Of
losses.
course.
They're not treat us the same way they treat Alabama with two losses. They'll put Alabama at 7 and throw us at 11 or 12 with two losses.
The only thing that could save our bacon in that sense in a loss is we have 3 or 4 teams behind us lose, which I mean, look at Bama's schedule, what they got left. It's possible, but not likely. That could be the only thing that saves our bacon in that sense is we have 2 or 3 teams behind us lose, get blown out, and we're close in Athens if we lose. If we lose. We ain't losing. I hope we get a hold of somebody that knows this Uncle Lou that gets on YouTube for Georgia and gets us to him. Uncle Lou can suck it. How about that? Because Georgia's going down. Going down.
Oh, yeah. How
That
many
being
teams
said,
how many playoff teams?
12. Get 12.
That's going to be a tough one, man, because when I envisioned they moved it up to 12 teams, now I got a chance to pick and choose who they really want to put in there and not. Like if you think about how they're treating some undefeated teams right now, they're not even respecting their rank right now. So just imagine if we do lose one, they have no choice but to put those guys in there, and they know what they're doing. They're hoping that the SEC teams beat each other up to kick them out so they can put these other teams in to kind of make it a sucks matchups okay or something.
Right. No, I'm with you on that for sure. That being said, though, buddy, let's do some pick'ems for this week. I always have fun with you on that because we go spread and we give our arguments as to why. First game up on the docket here, we're going to go Florida going to Texas. Texas is a 24-point favorite. Which way you rolling there?
I'm going to take the points with Florida, man. I mean, they're kind of doing that, how would I say, the Mississippi State thing in a sense where they come out and they're playing some good ball, man. Because last week, Florida probably should have got that game, but
if
they
Lagway
did
don't
what
get hurt.
They played as if they were going to keep that lead instead of keep on pressing, and score, make it harder on them to come back and win that game. So I think Florida has kind of found their identity now. And I think those kids are in a sense, tired of getting beaten around like that. And now that, this stretch with these top-ranked teams, it makes it better for them. And now they know how to compete against these guys. So even though Texas is going to be a high-ranked team against them, I don't think Florida's going to back down from them. They're going to still say, welcome to the SEC.
Keep in mind, DJ Lagway got hurt in that Georgia game. He's done for the year. They're playing, I think a walk-on quarterback from Yale now. So it's going to be, if Florida's going to do anything with it, they're going to have to muck it up. I think, as I hate to do it, man, I think I'm going to take Texas to cover. It's hard. I watched that dude last week struggle, man, and I don't know. Texas has got I don't know. We'll see, but it's good to be split on that one because I don't know that we will be on this next one. Number 2, Georgia, 2.5 point favorites over our buddy Lane Kiffin and the number 16 ranked Ole Miss Rebel Black Bears or whatever it is they are nowadays.
Woo, hey, I'm gonna take the Land Sharks, man. Those guys are playing. They're flying around to the ball, man. I'm looking at the upset this weekend, man. Like this is the weekend of those close spreads, top ranked guys. This is Ole Miss's season right here. It's gonna make or break them in this situation. And the point spread tells me enough that they are respecting the Ole Miss team. And you talking about me? When I say the next best defense in the SEC, I'm gonna have to go with them. They're doing a great job of slowing people down. I don't think they still give up some big plays, but I think that defensive line will do enough to help them be successful and win that game.
You know what? I'm going with you on that one. I want to see it. I want to see it happen just because we need it to happen for one, but we don't necessarily need it. But it's always fun watching Georgia fans meltdown. Plus, it's a 3:30 game. Gives them time to get crunk in the Grove. So I'm with it. I'm down with it on that one. I'm gonna go with you on that one. Next up, Michigan traveling to Indiana. Indiana is a 14-point favorite.
Whoa, that's a lot there, man. That's a slap in the face. And I mean, everybody's thinking this. I mean, Indiana, they are for real. I think they are. But you still have a Michigan team, in a sense, kind of like this Florida team. They're hungry. They got to make a play. They got to make this work. And I truly think that Indiana will smash them, man. That offense, gosh, have you seen this offense, man? This
They're
offense is
solid,
working
man.
like 22 team that we had, man, and they're putting up points. And I'm talking about quick, fast, and in a hurry.
They're
So
solid, dude. I'll tell you.
I'm gonna take Indiana to cover.
Okay, all right. Just for the sake of good radio, I'm going to take Michigan in the points. I don't think Michigan gets it done though. I think Indiana closes it out late and maybe makes it a double-digit 10-point game. But I think Michigan's found an answer at quarterback now. They were having a hard time earlier in the year. It's not much better, but it is a better situation for them than it was. So I think I'm going to run with Michigan to cover, not pull the upset, but I'm going to take them to cover. Next up, though, buddy, this one is kind of interesting to me because I feel like, and I like to see it, but South Carolina traveling to Vanderbilt, number 24 Vandy now, number 24, barely in the top 25. South Carolina is a 3.5-point favorite in this game.
You got two teams that are competing right now at a pretty high level when it comes to playing football right now. I think Vandy gonna catch this South Carolina team on a run right now where they are competing, and South Carolina have the better athletes, I think, personally, on both sides of the ball. Vandy, they got a quarterback that got the confidence of a lion right now, and that's always tough, man, to go against with me. I'm gonna probably say I'm gonna jump with Vandy, man, just because of the fact that we're gonna need these teams that we're playing with wins in their column.
Yes. I'm going with you on that one. Give me the Commodores, not the Commodores, the Commodores. Give them to me because we do. I think we need them to win until we play them, and we need to get it. That would be a good top 20 win at that point because I don't know. Depending on what happens, they could be top 15. Hell, it's been wild this year. You just never know, man. Personally, outside of our own game this weekend, the next one up is the game I'm looking forward most to. Number 11, Alabama, 2.5-point favorites, traveling to Baton Rouge. Play LSU, ranked 14th. Which way you running on that one?
Gosh, man, it's getting tougher and tougher every week, man, and I can
It is.
see, it's always a tough place to play in Death Valley, man. What time is that game?
That is, let's see here. I can tell you right fast, sir. 7:30 on ABC.
Lord have mercy. You gotta go with the Tigers of that, man. Anytime you play in Death Valley at night, it is a loud and it is rocking. It's just like kneeling, man. And to be honest with you,
Yes.
it may be a little louder because how that dome is shaped. And God, I wouldn't want to be Bama going down in that hostile environment this weekend, but that's going to be a dog fight. I still think that this Alabama team is struggling to stop people on offense, man. They don't have those dominant DTs that I'm used to seeing at Bama. So I'm going to go with LSU, man, with this game.
I'm riding with you, dude. I'm riding with you. Yeah. Nick Saban ain't walking through that locker room door for Alabama. I don't think Kalen DeBoer can handle this one. He done well handling this one up here as far as, having them ready and stuff, but I don't think he's going to be ready for this one. I want to see Brian Kelly put one on him. I'd just do it. Put them out of their playoff misery. Do it.
And also, I mean, this kind of, to be honest with you, Kelly got to win this game, man, because, I'm talking about him losing 3 games. You're talking about people knocking on your window telling you it's time to make an exit visit because in the SEC, when you're used to winning, oh, man, your time is on the line when you start getting to that 3-4 losses.
Yeah.
That gets you out real quick.
You have damn swamp people down there knocking on your window down there. You can get out of here, boy. It's going to be time. Here's one thing, though, about that game. I've pondered on it because I'm like, man, I want to see Alabama get beat. But is it one of those games where it would actually benefit Tennessee if Alabama wins this game? Being on the road, top 15?
Well, so this is what I say about that because we have a better chance of if Bama loses that game, we know they're going to win out.
Right.
So that's going to help us because it's the end of the season, and that's what the voters going to remember seeing is those last games. They're not going to remember that. They're going to see LSU still winning because LSU's schedule is a little bit easier. So I think when we see that makes it all looks better when it comes to us with the playoff situation.
Good point. Duly noted. Last up, game in Neyland Saturday night. Miss State, number 7 Tennessee, 23.5-point favorite. I don't know if I want to touch the spread on this one, but I do know that the over-under opened at 62. I'll take the under because I don't think Miss State puts up that much. I don't
think they will, but this is what we're going to get when it comes to the Mississippi State situation. It's going to depend on our backup guys scoring points or slowing them down. I can see us being up right at 49-10 third quarter. And you see that back door in a sense where we put our backups in and Mississippi State score a touchdown. And covered total. And that's going to be one where I'll probably jump on the over total because they put that total that high for a reason. Because this is what I still call it the Vegas syndrome. They don't think that this Tennessee team can score, but they got it in mind that everybody know they can score. So now Vegas put it high to make everybody say, guess what? They won't score that many points. It's going to be an easy under. We're looking at about 52 points. That's what they're going to look at in. Vegas take some money.
Yeah, they probably that. I'll probably donate this week, on that one. But since we do pick against the spread, though, I think we cover. I think it'll be a 26-27 point cover. Beat them by 26-27 because of what you said. I think they may get a couple of late garbage touchdowns to make it a little closer, make us sweat it out just a little bit, but I'm gonna run with you on that one. I like us to cover that, even if the under does hit, and it's a 24-0 shutout.
I take it too. I take it.
So, buddy, that being said, man, I think we've about hit all the high spots, all the low spots, everything we can do. Let's put a bow on this one and end it with a big old Go Vols.
Yes, sir. Go Vols.